My name is Anthony Pina, and something I wish I had known before last school year is how to handle my anxiety. Now, if you don't know what anxiety is, here's Google's definition. Anxiety is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. Anxiety looks and feels different for everybody. In my case, it's a sort of mental cloud that makes it hard for me to think or stay focused in stressful situations, which mainly results in me zoning out, which some people call disassociating. It was even worse this past wrestling season because the sport requires you to have a lot of self-discipline physically, but even more so mentally. It puts your body and mind through so much stress that if you're not prepared for it, it'll just break you. And that's exactly what happened to me. Next thing I knew, qualifiers were around the corner and my anxiety was off the charts. Mainly because of my fear of losing a match and not making it as far as I'd want to during the postseason. Not to mention the fact that I sprained my shoulder the day before districts, which didn't help the situation anymore. I didn't exactly know how to acknowledge my fear and anxiety at the time, so I just tried to suppress it or fight it. This just caused me to overthink things and almost shut down completely. What I'm about to show you is a clear example of what happened when I decided to just keep ignoring my fear. So long story short, this guy placed 5th in state last year and is currently ranked number 1 in the state of Washington this year. And at the moment, I'm caught up in my own head. I'm overthinking things and hesitating instead of attacking, and he gets a drop on me. Now right now, I'm getting blasted with thoughts of what to do. I'm not sure how to defend this, and I end up getting pinned. As I start to stand up, I smile and I laugh because I just gave this guy a free win and a free ticket to the finals. I was pretty angry at myself because I let it end that way, but because of it, there was nothing left for me to be afraid of, so the rest of the tournament went pretty well. In this moment, my head was so clear, it was crazy. I felt so smooth. I felt fast, strong, smart, and that built my confidence for the next tournament and the next time I'd have to face that guy. The next video shows the rematch between me and the number 1 ranked guy. This time I decided to think about my fear and then accept it. I didn't know how to cope with my anxiety at the time, so I just stared in the mirror and yelled at myself and screamed, "I can beat him!" as loud as I could. And this made it so I wasn't as anxious before the match as I was last time. This time my head was clear, and I tried to wrestle smart. I ended up taking him down a couple times during the match. Right here, he tried to do the exact same thing that he did to me the last match. And I wasn't going to let that happen. As the match went on, the pressure started to build, and I could feel my anxiety starting to build up. I could feel that he was at a disadvantage, but I wasn't sure how to pin him. So it just ended up being a weird scramble. And this is where I started to get a little too anxious. I wasn't sure what to do, and I tried to go for the pin. I tried a fancy move called the suicide cradle and ended up pinning myself. Something I wish I had known before last school year is how to handle my anxiety. Fast forward 4 months, and I figured out that I'm just a fearful person. I'm afraid of so many things around me, and that causes me to opt out and disassociate myself. I have learned a lot about myself recently and done a bunch of self-reflecting. I'm hoping it can help me get past the overall fear that I have and set me free of the cage that I feel like I'm trapped in.